PCN is Pennsylvania Politics and Policy. PCN is Pennsylvania History and Culture. PCN is Pennsylvania Sports. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
PCN proudly brings you coverage of the Pennsylvania State Legislature. We bring you the State House and Senate floor.
In the spirit of friendly competition, we will now have a ceremonial first frame. It'll take place on court 2 between two unified teams. Representing the PIAA team is international bocce champion Mr. Mark Byers from the PIAA and his teammate Isaiah Clark Caragoob from Shippensburg High School. Their opponent, representing the Bureau of Special Education, four-year letterman Dr. Carol Clancy, her teammate Dominic Moyani from Haverford High School. And we are honored to have with us the international official of bocce, Lindsay Barma, representing the PIAA. Show us how it's done. Dr. Clancy, lead off. Domoyani. Just over the line, we'll rethrow. And three's a charm. That looks like a winner. Good job, Dom. Isaiah Caragoob, you're up next. It's close. Dr. Clancy now on the roll. Mark Byers from the PIAA with the next roll. Official Barna says red roll. Congratulations. We have a protest. Congratulations to both teams. What a way to start us out. Please, everyone join me in welcoming Jennifer Hayner, who will lead the officials in reciting the Special Olympics Officials Oath.
In the name of all judges and officials, I promise that we shall officiate in these Special Olympic Games with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them in the spirit of sportsmanship.
Thank you, Jennifer. And now we invite the head coach from Blackhawk. She will now perform the Special Olympics Coach's Oath, Mariah Brown.
Coaches, please repeat after me. In the name of all coaches, I promise that we shall take part in these Special Olympic Games respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them in the true spirit of sportsmanship for the glory of sport and the honor of teams.
Thank you, Coach Brown. And now we welcome unified teammates Hayden Neifert and TJ Adams. They're from Schuylkill Haven High School. They will now recite the Special Olympics Athlete Oath.
Fellow unified indoor bocce team members, please repeat after us. Let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
Thank you, Hayden and TJ, and thank you to all of our athletes. Every Olympic event follows the Olympic tradition of formally opening its ceremony with the entrance of the Flame of Hope. I direct your attention to the main entrance to the Giant Center floor. The torch always arrives by law enforcement escort. It is the Flame of Hope. It's a symbol of Special Olympics that represent the determination of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make these competitions possible. Ladies and gentlemen, please honor the guardian of the flame, Major Jerry McShay, with the Pennsylvania State Police, accompanied by members of the Bald Eagle Area High School, Bristol High School, Chartiers Valley High School, and Clarion High School Unified Indoor Bocce teams. Let's welcome them to the floor with the flame. And now it is time to begin the 2026 Bocce Championships. Here to get us underway, welcome back Mark Byers and Carol Clancy.
We'll wait for this important moment. We got it, folks. We got it. I could not lose my streak. Thank you very much. And on that note, it is our honor to declare the 2026 Special Olympics Pennsylvania Unified Indoor Bocce State Championships officially open. Let the competition begin.
And good luck to all the teams this morning. Please do your best. Major McShay, team members, please escort the torch off the floor. Thank you. Teams should prepare to begin in about 5 minutes.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the live stream of the 2025-2026 Unified Bocce State Championship at the Giant Center in Hershey. Pleased to have you. My name is Keenan Michael. I'll be one of your co-announcers here today, and my partner.
My name is Joe Augustine. It's a great day to be here. You can hear the fans and you can hear everyone in the back getting ready to roll here. We just finished up an amazing opening ceremonies.
We did.
And it's always a great way to kick things off. You know, they mentioned 492 teams, Keenan, played Unified Bocce in the state of PA this year. We are down to 8.
Yeah.
We are down to 8 really good teams, and I think we're going to have a really great day. As you can see, the officials are starting to gather the captains for the coin tosses. We have 4 courts going on. If you look at your screen, the court farthest away at the top of the screen is Court 1. We're going to have Schuylkill Valley versus Shippensburg. Court 2 will be Haverford versus Bristol.
Then Court 3, right next to the Giant Center, or where it says Giant Center inside that court, that'll be Bald Eagle area in Chartiers Valley. And Court 4, the closest one to you on your screen, will be Blackhawk versus Clarion.
Blackhawk, returning champions from last year. Strong squad, had a great opportunity to meet with all the coaches yesterday. Keenan and I had some great conversations. Blackhawk coach had a very, very powerful quote that they used for their team. It was not if we win, it's when we win.
Yep.
So they are looking to make history here and win back-to-back state titles. So I think that's a very interesting point. We have a lot of new teams. We're going to try to touch on everybody as the day goes on. It's a great day to be here, and the one line that we were told is we have the greatest athletes on earth in the sweetest place on earth.
Amen to that.
So we're excited for today. We're excited for some chocolate.
Yep.
For those, Keenan, for everybody who doesn't know kind of the ins and outs of bocce, give us a quick overview.
Yeah, I know that curling was a pretty big popular sport for the Winter Olympics. It's ideally very similar. Instead of a fixated target that the students will be rolling the bocce balls to, we target into a polina, and that will be that can move throughout the entire court itself. To start off a frame, it needs to land within the first 2/3 of the court itself, so from the foul line to the end of the service area, in order for it to be a legal toss. And then the student athletes will then try to get their bocce balls as close as they possibly can to the polina to score points. Now it's in the regard as to you can cancel out points. So say if one team has 3 balls that are closer to the polina, that'd be considered 3 points. If a team is really close to the polina for the entire frame, and then all of a sudden the last ball on the opposing team gets closer, that's 1 point stolen back. So it can get pretty exciting. There's a lot of strategy involved, and I tell you what, I'm very excited to be here and be with you guys and get ready to watch some good bocce.
Absolutely. As you guys can see, courts 3 and 4, they've already started to roll.
Yep.
We're finishing up the coin tosses and the polinas are getting set. We're looking for a great day of bocce so far. It looks like down on court 4, they already got a couple balls in.
It looks like Blackhawk might be slightly closer. But it looks like the head official on court 4 is going to look for a measurement.
Up on court 1, if you are a Schuylkill Haven fan, you're going to be cheering for those red balls to be closer. If you're a Shippensburg fan, you're going to be pulling go green. Red and green are the traditional colors of bocce for the indoor sets. I know the outdoors, they have a bunch of different colors. Down on court 2, you're a Bristol fan, you're going to be going with the red, and if you're a Haverford fan in the red shirts, you're going to be pulling for the green balls. So that one could be a little tricky.
Yeah, and on court 3, looks like Bald Eagle area ended up with the red balls, and Chartiers Valley ended up with the green bocce balls. On court 4, I believe Blackhawk ended up with the green, and Clarion with the red. So we'll keep you updated here on how these frames end up, and live scoring as well. We do have the live scoring bug in the top right corner as well too, so you can always keep track of that as well too.
So a quick thing with bocce here is whichever team is closer to the polina, to that bright yellow ball, the other team has the opportunity to throw. So you might see a team roll 4 balls in a row. You might go back and forth. But each team has the opportunity to go ahead and make some quality points. It looks like we have a measurement on court 2 to try to determine who is closer. It looks like green is closer, so Haverford right now is lying with the point, and Bristol will roll. And I think we have our first score, our first frame.
Yep. Looks like Blackhawk was able to get 1 point there. Now, typically, on average, bocce matches, they are 30 minutes long with a 2 timeouts, 1 per team. Outside of a head official asking for a measurement at the end of the frame or a timeout, that 30 minutes is ongoing and rolling. Now, once we get to what's called a 2-minute warning, any balls that are on the court, say if a frame is in the middle of it, and we get to the 2-minute warning, then that frame will be the last frame of the game itself. Now, strategy-wise, if coach knows that a 2-minute warning is coming up, wants to call a timeout, tells their athletes to, chuck some balls and start over with a new frame, that's totally fine. But if a Polina, at the very least, needs to be out on the court for it to start.
Before we hit the 2-minute.
Right.
Yep. Okay. Big news on court 1. Schuylkill Haven with a monster opening frame with 3 points on the opening frame.
You're not kidding.
So again, as you notice now, they're going to switch ends and they're going to kind of roll the other way. Schuylkill Haven fans, they showed up today.
They sure did. Sure did.
I know when we talked to their coach last night, they said that they love when their gym is loud. They have big fan buses coming, and they're going to try to emulate that sound and that hype for their team.
Yep. And it's nice to see. I really appreciate the fans getting together. I know that with UCS program itself, there's 2 other components. We also like to have a all-inclusive club in the schools, and then another component is whole school engagements. And an easy whole school engagement that some of our school districts do for the 4 whole school engagements they need to do is fans in the stands, which is what you're seeing right here, Joe. So it's a really easy way to get everyone involved, get the support, get awareness. Awareness is a big part of this, and I think the more people who understand bocce, understand UCS, it becomes very addicting quickly.
I'll tell you, yesterday when we were talking with Chartiers Valley, they had a really cool whole school engagement. They clapped out their team as they headed to the buses. They stopped school, and all of the students lined the hallways and kind of clapped and cheered as they hopped on the buses and came over to Hershey yesterday. And then they had the police escort, a police and fire truck escort on their way to the interstate, which must have been a really cool experience.
Tell you what, when I was going through high school and going to states and whatnot, I never got that. So I can only imagine how exciting that and pretty cool.
I tell you, that gives you that Super Bowl World Series feel right there. Stop the traffic for you.
Exactly right.
Update on Court 2. Haverford has taken a 1-0 lead over Bristol. They started their second end, and it looks like Bristol is closer. So Haverford will try to go ahead and get a ball or two to sit down close to the Polina.
Court 4 looks like Blackhawk scored another point, so they should be 2 up now. And it looks like there may be a timeout on Court 3 at the moment. Nope, just a little bit of strategy, that's all.
Up on Court 1, the officials are heading in. They're going to try to decide they're going to award some points. Tough to tell from up here who was lying closer. We'll wait to see what the scoreboard reflects. But I will say, though, you can't say enough amazing things about these teams, though.
You sure can't.
You know, I don't think people fully understand the amount of hard work and practice that these guys go through. And this is no easy sport. Keenan, you and I have tried it on more than one occasion, I think. And those balls tend to move and bounce, and it takes a real skill for touch and getting that ball to sit right where you want it to. So
I found that consistency is the key. Just trying to get that same type of, even like a golf stroke, like the same consistent roll going is very beneficial. But like you said, Joe, I'm still working on it.
Over on Court 2, Bristol attempted to make a shot. They hit the Polina. The Polina rolled up against the rail, and now Haverford is lying 2 points.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So it's very tricky. You want to get as close as you can, but that thing likes to dance on the court sometimes. So, wow, phenomenal throw by their four over Bristol. And Court 2
right up.
Went and snuck right in there. Going to tie this game up. That was a great rebound from them.
We got a nice little cluster on Court 3. Looks like Bald Eagle might be in for that one spot. Not sure though. Looks like the head official is going to ask for a time and do a measurement just to make sure. Over on Court 4, it looks like we have Blackhawk here in the green bocce. Good roll. Real good roll. Just need a little bit more legs, but good enough. Good defense.
I think, that's a great point. Is not every ball that you throw is going to sit there and try to score points.
Right.
You want to try, part of their team strategies are to put some out there as blockers and get in the way of some others. And as you see with Blackhawk right there, going to tuck one in.
Yeah.
And just, you said earlier, consistency. I mean, man, they are impressive.
Yeah.
They really are. Speaking with them, their practice regimen.
Yeah.
What their coach told us yesterday.
Unbelievable.
They go through, out of season, they're about 2-3 days a week. In season, every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yep.
The players will get together at lunch or free periods and just start working different scenarios. And they put the plane out in different spots. Kudos to them. You can see why they were state champions last year and why they're back again.
Yeah, and especially their motto as well too, that we previously mentioned. Yeah, I mean, having that type of confidence goes a long way when you come to a state championship like this, because it is easy to get overwhelmed by bigger numbers. But if you stay level-headed, you just rely on your muscle memory with that consistency that you've been practicing all season long, this should be another day in the park.
And while we were talking, a huge frame for Blackhawk.
Oh, wow.
A 3-point frame went up 5-0.
Yep. Looks like Clarion needs to pull out a couple close ones here to get some points on the board. We want to make it into the semis.
I think, like you said, I think the biggest key for them is not to get overwhelmed here. Just start chipping away. Get one point this frame.
Yeah.
You know, you don't look at it as you need so many and everything has to score.
Right. Play
Play your game and start chipping away at it. I think that's the biggest key right there.
Yep. Still a lot of time.
Over on court 2, Shippensburg making their push back. Like we said, 1 point at a time. It's got 3-2.
Yep.
They were down 3-0. A lot of balls out on the court there in court 2 between Haverford and Bristol.
Yeah, it's a nice little cluster there.
Nice cluster. Bristol was still 3 in the bank. So they have an opportunity for a pretty big end here.
Yep. Over on court 4, Blackhawk trying to get snuck right in. Looks like Clarion has the spot there. Yep, they'll still go to Clarion. It'll be green roll. Bald Eagle area with a really nice toss on court 3. Just a smidge too far, but that's okay. Still good awareness to use the bounce and riding the rail like that.
I didn't even have to look at court 1. I could just hear Schuylhaven was up. Again, their fans, they take up a big section over there.
They sure
You can tell they came here and they're going to be loud all day long. Wow. Amazing shot on court 2.
Looks like Bristol, Haverford.
I don't know. That was a quick call.
Yeah.
They cleared him out quick. We'll have to wait and see what the scoreboard reflects here.
Bristol, 2-1.
Bristol get the point, 2-1 lead.
We got a tight little bunch down in court 4 again. These Blackhawk, I'll tell you what, as good as they are, Clarion's sticking right with them. They just,
Matter of an inch or two here or there.
Amen.
This could be a whole different lopsided game.
Exactly. As long as they stay in the game, right now they're looking at getting 2.
I was gonna say they look like they're sitting 2,
and that's what they got.
Clarion awarded 2. Yeah, great frame for them.
Yep. You just got to give yourself enough space to just stay in it. That is the biggest thing, because any frame can switch it up real quick. On court 3, it looks like Chartiers Valley just got their first point. They're on the board. Good deal. Sounds like the Shippensburg fans are getting into it now too.
Shippensburg trying to rival Schuylkill Valley. The teams are playing, but I think the cheering sections are having a little battle over there.
Yeah, maybe if we're lucky, we'll get to see the wave.
I think for anybody out there who's listening, anybody out there who's watching, and this is your first time watching indoor bocce, this is it. Like, I know when I first started at Special Olympics, when I first heard bocce, my grandfather used to play it. It was very laid back. It was slow. It was a kind of a relaxing thing.
Yeah.
This is not that. This is not my grandpop's bocce. It is fast paced, as you can tell. It's back and forth, tons of strategy.
Yep. And just all good fun as well too. Inclusive is a big part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, providing an outlet for these partners and athletes to be on the same team, compete against other school districts. It's the same as a varsity sport. Treated like a varsity sport is a varsity sport. But yeah, to your point, I mean, the first time I played bocce was in the beach, and I don't know if I was doing it correctly, but now with the role that I have as a UCS director in Susquehanna Valley region, I've come to love bocce and what it brings and what it gives everybody else.
And just watching court 2 there, great throw by Haverford.
Oh yeah.
Bristol was sitting about 3 inches away from the plane, and Haverford just dropped one that's maybe an inch away.
Yep.
Snuck right in. That's what we were talking about. Within one roll, whole dynamic of the end and the frame changes.
Yep.
But yeah, you spoke about it, Keenan. I think that's, you know, you and I, we're both UCS directors, Unified Champion Schools. You know, unified sports are what we've dedicated ourselves to, and it really is. It's one of the greatest things to be a part of.
Yes.
And you know, anybody out there who's interested in becoming a partner, becoming part of the unified movement, you know, don't hesitate.
Not one bit.
The coolest thing is when we got to talk to the coaches and got to talk with the teams, you know, the word family was used. They're close-knit. They hang out after practice, during school. You know, to them, they're teammates. And
Right.
that's what our goal is we don't look at it as special athletes or athletes and partners. No, there's just a whole bunch of bocce players down there.
Exactly.
And
Big moves.
Shippensburg ties it up.
Wow. Some good rolls.
Susquehanna fans can't believe it. We got hands on heads over there.
Yep.
I think they want a measurement. They want to call for something. Haverford tied it up 2-2 on court 2. Tie game on court 1. 2 close games on the other ones.
Yep. Within 2 points on 3 and 4.
And folks, this is the first round. We're gonna be here for a while.
Oh yeah.
You know, we got a big long bracket to get to that gold medal match. And teams you're watching now, 2 wins gets them into that gold medal game. The third one, they get to bring home the big hardware.
Yep.
Right. That's what they're all gunning for.
Looks like Schuylkill
There's Scoop with a great shot.
But it blew it up and knocked out the one ball to give them a point. Let's see if Shippensburg can respond.
Oh, needed to sit. Oh, they needed to sit a little bit more. Blackhawk extending their lead 8-2.
Yeah, they just
Big run there.
big 3-point play right there.
Clarion coach calling a timeout, going to try to resettle the troops here.
Smart. That's what I tell all my coaches back in my region. You know, whether you have a strategy with your timeouts or you don't have a strategy with your timeouts. Oh wow.
Big frame for Haven. 2 points down there. Going to extend that to a 5-3 lead. Yeah,
but where I was going with that is, you know, Mike Tomlin, the former head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, said it best as far as timeouts go. If you don't use them, you lose them. So whether it's calming your kids down or hyping them up or coming up with strategy, I always advocate for my coaches in my region to take your timeouts. That's what they're there for, you know. It could be the matter of a little pep talk and swing the match.
And it really is a huge role for the coach in bocce. One thing we did not mention, and this is unique to any other sport that I know of, coaches. Hold on, we're gonna let some cheers go through here.
Yeah.
Schuylkill Havens fans making it a little difficult over the mic.
Just a smidge, but that's okay. That's a good problem to have.
Right, we'll take that all day.
Yeah.
Coaches in bocce are not allowed to coach the players during the game.
That's true.
That's one of the interesting facts. No other sport is like that.
Looks like there's a timeout on court 3.
Yeah, the Bocce team relies heavily on the captains. They're the ones who can ask the officials for a measurement. They can talk strategy before their teammate gets into the box to throw. The coach's real role is with that timeout, like we talked about. So if your team's getting a little too high, you maybe think they're getting a little too low, get that timeout, get them in, rally them up.
Exactly.
So a huge break there coming out of the timeout.
Court 4, there's a real close bunch next to the Queen. It looks like Green might.
It looks like Green has a small edge. Court 1, we got a three-ball bunch over there around the Polina. Court 2, same thing, tucked in there against the wall there.
Didn't even see that. Look at that.
Looks like Haverford's sitting at least one. I don't know where that second ball is in relation to the red. So they're definitely going to break the tie on court 2 at this frame. I guess the only question is how big of a jump is the team going to make?
Correct. So if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2025-2026 Unified Bocce State Championships at the Giant Center here in Hershey. We are currently my eyes are good to me, about halfway through, maybe just a little bit less than halfway through the quarterfinal games. Next up, we'll have our semis, and then the medal matches after that. My name is Keenan Michael. I'm a UCS director up in the Susquehanna Valley region, and my co-partner here
is my name is Joe Augustine. I'm a UCS director in the Philadelphia region, focusing on Delaware and Chester counties. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. We have a Delaware County school here, Haverford, that I work with. I feel like I'm trying to be as impartial as I can, folks. We work very closely with schools in our region all year long.
We do.
Getting their equipment, showing up at their matches, sometimes popping into practices to see how things are going. And we build pretty solid relationships, not just with the coaches, but the players. The players on the team. So, yes, secretly inside, there's a little bit of maybe extra cheering going on.
Joe's bragging a little bit. From Region 3, we did have some amazing teams that played amazing seasons. Unfortunately, at regionals, the two Wilds region teams made it to the finals, and that's how we have Bald Eagle area. But looking forward to even stronger season next year, so hopefully we can get a Region 3 team to the States, so I can have a nice little biases as well.
Looks like we're having some kind of a conference on Court 2. We have a couple of our Special Olympics Pennsylvania staff members, a couple of officials, as well as the coaches out there. I don't know if we have questions on a measurement, questions on, it could be anything.
Not too sure, but meanwhile we still have some action on 3 and 4 here.
We got three other games going on that are.
I'm going to tell you what.
Schuylkill Haven opened up their lead again a little bit more. They're rocking 6-3 right now.
Chartiers Valley has a nice 4 bunch there, but I think Bald Eagle area might have it closer on 3. On 4, the head officials are doing a quick measurement. See if Clarion is closer.
I tell you, that bunch on court 3 is tight.
Yep.
They're gonna have to measure that one when it's all said and done.
Head official on 4 says red is in, so it's green and roll. Back hockey roll. Looked like Bald Eagle area ended up with that point. So they'll tie it up there with Chartiers. Some really good matches so far. Some great frames. You know, this is what it's all about. Bringing together the 8 teams out of 500, 400 plus. You know, it's comes down to this.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. You know, it's exciting. It's maybe a little nerve-wracking, but coming here to compete is a special thing. No matter who you are, you know, who your team you're supporting. It's
a little nerve-wracking, a little intense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Again, I think, you know, a great point is, you know, this is PIAA state finals.
Yeah.
People sometimes hear Special Olympics and they're like, we're here for fun. Let me tell you, talking to these teams and coaches yesterday, yes, they're going to have fun, but they are looking to come out of here saying they're the best in the state.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And
they're a state champ just as much as your football team is a state champ.
Absolutely.
There's no difference whatsoever.
And they are, you know, one of these 8 teams, like you said, is going to be crowned the king of 491 other teams.
Yep.
At the end of the day. So
it looks like Blackhawks still pushing away here. About 10-2.
Listen, Clarion is a very, very solid team. They are very good. But I think Blackhawk right now is showing why they're defending state champions, and I don't think they're ready to let go of that title, it looks like.
Yep. If I read that right, my partner that's doing the scorekeeping down low, Brandon, showed about 5 minutes on court 4, and my partner Heather on court 3 showed about 4.5. So we are winding down on some of these quarterfinal games here.
And you know, let everyone know that each court has an individual clock.
They do, yes.
Right? We don't just run one set time. Because, you know, sometimes we have timeouts. The referee can call a timeout for a measurement at the end of the frame to make sure we get it right.
Yep. So, yeah, each court has its own stop clock.
So we generally try to start each match at the same time.
Try to, yes. Try is a very big word.
Absolutely. You know, you get some teams, they get that coin toss, they're ready to go.
That is,
They're ready to start rolling.
Looks as though we
looks
able to figure out on court 2.
But whatever it was, the referee gave the signal to start rolling the clock. And looks like Bristol's going to go ahead and roll.
Oh, I just got a notification from our cameraman. He said there was a coaching violation discussion on court. Balls were tied on court and 1, and I think the frame was nullified, but working to confirm that. So it sounded like on court 2, it was a coaching violation discussion. Once again, Joe mentioned it previously, but bocce, this specific type of bocce that we play here, coaching and or pointing, whether it's from the stands, from the actual coaches themselves, is not allowed. The athletes and partners can give each other pointers and can be coaching themselves, but outside of that, unless there is a timeout, no coaching or discussion for any matter should be given to the student athletes during the bocce match.
It looks like whatever the discussion was on court 2, looks like Bristol came out of that +1.
Okay.
Looks like they were closer in that final one. Yeah, and you know, to speak kind of in the defense of the coaches too, it is very difficult. You work very closely with your team. You know, you might see something or see, you know, maybe needs a little more spunk rolling down.
Yeah.
It's very hard to control that.
It is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we try to make it fair for everybody because we do offer a rule book that you can find online in our UCS resource library, on top of a bunch of other information that we'll get into in a little bit here after these matches end up. Sounds like Haven pulled away.
Looks like Haven, maybe? Sounds like Haven scored another point.
Yeah.
Chartier Valley fans starting the rally as they take a 5-4 lead over Bald Eagle.
looks like I see some hands shaking. Yep, so it looks like
we're out of time on court 4.
That's the end of the matches on 4 and 3. So moving on from court 4 will be Chartiers Valley, and from court 4 it will be the Blackhawk Cougars.
See, and that's the stuff you love. Look, Chartiers are shaking hands, and then they got to make sure they play up to the crowd a little bit.
Yep.
So two games in round 1 have been decided. We're still waiting on court 1. Schuylkill Haven has a 7-3 lead over Shippensburg. Court 2, a nail biter of 3-2 between Bristol and Haverford. And I think we're still waiting on some information or clarification as to what that was. But when we get it, folks, we'll pass it along to you.
Absolutely. Yep. Like I said, we got some boots on the ground on the court there, rather, to try to give us as much live information courtside as possible. And once we get that, we will relay it to you.
So it's very interesting to talk about here while we have a minute here is the format for today. We started out with the 18 bracket. In a sense, it is single elimination.
In a sense, yes.
Yes, in a sense. We have a consolation bracket that the losers from this round will go and kind of seed and play out to see who takes 8th, 7th, 6th places. But the winners from this round will go on into our 2-match semifinal. And that's huge.
Yes.
Because that distinguishes there if you get to fight for gold or silver, or if you're going to be in that cutthroat bronze.
Yeah. Well, it's like my dad always said when I was playing sports. Try to do your best to make sure you can see another day.
Yeah.
When it comes to tournaments, that is. So you can definitely see that Chartiers Valley and Blackhawk, they definitely came out to win, and they'll be moving on to the next round in the semis for the chance of getting into gold medal matches.
Looks like we have a measurement going on court 2. And again, the in-frame measurement is huge because it plays, in a sense, to your strategy to see. Right now, red is lying with the point, and Bristol has one more ball to throw. So now they got the opportunity to go for 2 here.
Yep. And to your point, Joe, when the officials do measure during the frame itself, the clock is running still.
Yeah.
The clock only stops when it's at the end of the frame and all balls have been thrown. So,
I guess I was reading the official hand sign wrong because it looked like they just awarded Haverford. They awarded Haverford the point. Now we're back to tied.
Wow, 3-3
and
with a couple of minutes to go.
It looks like we're about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. My eyes aren't that good. The clock's on the far side of the court, everybody, for that court. And it looks like court 1 has gone final. Court 1 has gone final with Schuylkill Haven taking that 7-3.
Wow. Great bocce match right there. I'll tell you
Absolutely.
what, that was electric. That's what you usually can expect here at the state championships.
So based on our bracket format, we have Chartiers Valley and Blackhawk going to face off in the next round on court 2, and Schuylkill Haven is patiently waiting the outcome of court 2. They're going to go ahead and take the winner. I'm sorry, that was a timeout on court 1. We're still rolling on court 1.
Oh, there's the plan. It was
2 more points for Schuylkill Haven.
wow. I said it before and I'll say it again, consistency. It's
Yep.
just, you know, if you can consistently put up a decent amount of points each frame, it's hard to come back from that. But once again, anything can happen.
Now we got the handshakes on court 1. We can go ahead and call that one a final.
Okay.
9-1, Schuylkill Haven advancing. Schuylkill Haven now turns their attention to this Haverford-Bristol matches. They're gonna welcome the winner.
It looks like the court 2 has about 20 seconds left before its 2-minute warning. So this will most likely be the last frame roll.
So whoever can pull the point out here.
Yeah. This one's a tight one, folks. Holy cow. Right now it looks like red is in, so it's green's roll. Haverford with a nice roll.
And I wonder what kind of an effect this is going to have. Schuylkill Haven, 9-3 win, gets a few extra moments here to kind of come back to center and rest and relax.
Yep.
Bristol and Haverford literally looks like it's going to come down to the last couple of balls.
Absolutely. With a quick turnaround, too.
A very, very quick turnaround. So, you know, they're tense. They're uber focused here. And, yeah, it looks like it's coming down to Bristol's last shot. Haverford is lying with the point.
Yep.
The last throw for Bristol here. If they can sneak in there on the Polina, that puts a lot of pressure on Haverford.
Yep. Haverford does still have one more ball left. So we'll see.
Ideally, they like to stay with the point, just drop it over the line and kind of wrap it up.
Yep. We'll see how
But
this
here we
goes.
go. Ball's heading down. Looks like she's going to go for the bank off of the boards.
Smart play.
Oh, wow.
Just
A
barely.
hair.
Yes.
A hair away from clipping that green ball off of the point.
Yep. Unfortunate, but hey, that was such a great roll regardless. And then Haverford will just toss the ball.
Just going to use it kind of throwaway.
Yep.
Get it nowhere near anything.
Yep. You don't want to mess up that 1 point.
You don't want to take the shot and take the chance.
No.
We're going to roll that as far away from the Polina as they can there. And Haverford in the nail biter will take the 4-3 victory.
Yep. So it looks like we'll have Schuylkill Haven and Haverford. And Chartiers Valley and Blackhawk in the winning bracket for semis.
And then on court 3, it's looking like we're going to get Shippensburg versus Bristol in the first consolation round.
Okay, that would be a good one. Bristol still they hung in there. I mean, that's a low-scoring bocce match.
Absolutely,
right
that is tight.
Yeah,
and that shows extreme skill on both teams there.
Yep.
To be able to, I mean, that last throw by Bristol, it looked hairs away from clipping Haverford's ball out off the point and taking over.
And typically a bocce match will range anywhere on average to about 6 to 7 frames, getting up to, what do you say, Joe, about 7 to 8 points, depending?
Yeah, I know I can speak for Bristol and for Haverford. I was at their regional tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those teams averaged anywhere from 8 to 10 points.
Oh wow!
Over regional.
Yeah.
So they were laying it down during regionals.
Absolutely.
Over the course of that 2 days that they had. So to come in here and have a 4-3 hard fought.
Yeah. That's
it
speaks volumes.
Yeah, it speaks to the strategy that the captains are employing. They're being able to knock each other off. And really, you're only coming away with 1 point out of that frame. Very, very few times. Mm-hmm. Your goal is to get that crooked number in your frame box. 2 or higher.
Yep. There's only been obviously two ways to win a match. Be the highest scorer in the match at the end of the 30 minutes. The other way is if a team were to score 16 points in one match itself, then that game is over. Yes. I've only seen that happen one time, and shout out to Wellsboro from Region 3. Yep, they did that regionals championships last week. First time I've ever seen that happen, but
I have never seen that happen. That's the rarity.
It's very rare.
The rarity that we come up with.
Yeah. The point I was getting to is
assignments for round 2 of the 2026 Bocce Championships. Your matchup, Court 1, Skohaven and Haverford. Competing on Court 2, Chartiers Valley and Blackhawk. Court 3, Bristol and Shippensburg. And competing on Court 4, Bald Eagle area and Clarion. Round 2, ready to begin.
So that was our public address announcer, just announcing it for everybody. While we have a minute, just want to go ahead and kind of give a couple of shout outs. One is to Jersey Mike's. They do a National Day of Giving. It will be on Wednesday, March 25th. Also, a couple of our sponsors that kind of help make all this happen. We have Dick's Sporting Goods. We have Airmark.
The Bureau of Special Education in Pennsylvania Department of Education. Obviously the partnership that we have with the PIAA, PCN helping us out and bringing you this amazing live stream broadcast. Thank you guys. Also we do offer a unified track and field season coming up. That state championship actually coincides with the varsity state championship in Shippensburg. Right around that Memorial Day weekend, so it's fun to get the kiddos, the student athletes out there, and especially on that finals day in front of 3,000 fans, running track, getting healthy, doing exactly what they love to do. It's a special experience, and I recommend going down and watching.
Absolutely, and again, pretty awesome time because again, it's an overnight trip for the kids, for the teams. They get to go, they get to stay in the dorms.
Yep.
Last night, all the teams came in here to Hershey, checked in at the hotel. We went over. We had a phenomenal pasta dinner.
Yes.
It was delicious.
Very good. Put me into a food coma, that's how good it was.
Absolutely. and then after dinner, all the teams kind of gathered in the gym. They had a lot of we had a lot of activities. Special Olympics staff did a great job.
Yes.
Shout out to our partners in crime down there. And there was some dancing, there was some music, there was a little competition, a little friendly back and forth.
Yep.
But again, it's one of those opportunities where you get to meet your opponent, so to speak. You get to see who you're playing against, meet new friends, create new relationships.
Yep. Talk about what your plans are for the summer, where you're going to college or, whatever. What sports that you're going to be doing outside of this, and once this wraps up, like I said, we do offer unified track and field for the partners and athletes. But on the community side of things, the traditional Special Olympics, we offer a wide variety of sports. That is a 4-season year-round. We offer spring sports, summer, fall, and winter. In a little bit here, we'll get into what those sports are and what we can offer and how to get involved in that. But right now, it looks like we're getting back into the bocce. The first couple of polinas have been rolled out.
I tell you, we said it was fast-paced, right? We're sitting here thinking we had a minute or two.
Yeah, no.
And next thing you know, we look on court one, the Polina and three balls are already out in the roll.
Yeah, I got caught red-handed talking about how great the Special Olympics is, and here I am missing some great action.
So on court one, again, that's the top of your screen. We have Schuylkill Haven who's rolling the red balls. Haverford in the red shirts is rolling the green balls again. I don't know if they felt good after the first round, but they kept it going. On court two, our other semifinal matchup, we have Blackhawk with the red balls. Chartiers Valley will be rolling green. In court three, Bristol will be rolling red. Shippensburg will be rolling green. And on court four at the bottom of your screen, Bald Eagle Area High School is rolling red, and Clarion is rolling green. Again, we're going to do our best to kind of make sure we capture every match.
Yes.
And everything. But keep in mind, those top two courts on your screen, those are the semifinals.
Yep, those are the winning bracket semifinals.
Courts 3 and 4 are consolation brackets. So when you're looking at courts 1 and 2, out of those 4, we're going to get that gold medal match.
Yep.
We're going to get that state finals. Right now, look on court 1, looking like Schuylkill Haven is holding point, as Haverford's going to try to upset them here with the last ball of the frame.
Yeah, they seem to have gotten a little lucky with the court draw for that semi.
Not having to move, right?
Right in front of the fans again, which is nice for them.
Home court advantage, maybe.
Yeah. Now, I have seen fans, kind of spread themselves out throughout the entire stadium, just so they can get a little bit more noise going on that way. But Schuylkill Haven is doing a fantastic job cheering.
I don't think they're going to have that problem with their volume level.
They got some numbers.
They got a whole section to themselves there, pretty much.
And it looks like we have Chartiers Valley just below Joe and I here on our side. As far as fans go, Shippensburg looks to the left, just above the Click Lewis Trust is earned.
And I believe Bristol is down here to our right.
Yep.
And Haverford is across from us.
I see the H's in
the H's there. They're next to Schuylkill Haven fans.
Yeah.
So again, Schuylkill Haven dueling fan sections as they did in round one.
Yep. So this will be interesting, right?
So on court 2, you see the referee just tossed the Polina back. Kim, you mentioned this ahead of time. When the Polina is rolled, it has to land between mid-court and the far service line.
Correct.
That's where
in between.
In between, somewhere in there, it needs to come to a stop.
Yep.
Anywhere too short or too far, the athlete gets another opportunity. They get 3 opportunities to land. If not, the other team would then get an opportunity to try to place the Polina, as it's called.
Exactly. And then if the other team, unfortunately, isn't able to get the Polina in the service area, then the head official will then just put the Polina in the middle of the service area, in the middle of the court. That doesn't happen too often. Usually our, student athletes, especially at this caliber level, have gone through the motions, knows exactly the weight difference between the bocce ball and the Polina is a little bit different. So there is that factor, but these kiddos are very sharpened with their skills to make sure they can get the Polina in and start rolling.
I'll tell you that, and it's funny when you watch the teams. There's always one. Mm-hmm. You have that one super skilled Polina thrower that doesn't matter the order. They're the ones who are going to put it out there, and that's a big moment there, and a lot of trust put into that athlete from your team.
Absolutely,
because that's going to set the stage for your frame.
Yes. And there's strategy that goes into it too. Like if you notice that your team or that the opposing team is having a little trouble getting their balls, their bocce balls just a kind of bit deeper into the court, if you set that Polina up and you're able to get it towards the tail end just right before it goes too far over the other service area, that's a strategy right there.
Absolutely.
You know, 'cause then
being able to place the ball deep.
Exactly.
And vice versa. If you got a team that throws very heavy,
right,
you want to try to get that, hug that right up against that mid-court line and a little more touch and finesse than the power. So, yeah, again, a lot of trust put into your Polina throwers. We get underway here in round number 2.
There's definitely way more strategy that goes into this than what I realized when I first took this job about a year and a half ago.
Absolutely.
and you know, for the better, rather, you know, because now, you know, I mentioned the community side of things. I'm going to be we have Unified Community Bocce. I'm going to be a partner for a team like Cumming this year to play bocce and hopefully make it to Fall Fest. But yeah, it's very addicting to how competitive this game can be.
I will say, talking with some of my family members, my cousin, who her family comes over, we all kind of meet. She went out and purchased a bocce set.
Oh, there you go.
For you know the upcoming holidays.
Yeah.
So when they come over, we'll have the food, we'll have everything, and we'll go out into the side yard and throw. I have to tell you, I think I should have an upper hand. I'm not sure.
We would like to think, right?
I will keep you updated as to how the.
Well, that's exactly like, you know.
Now, should I not excel? I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody indoor and outdoor is extremely different.
Yes.
I pride myself now on the indoor game.
Mm-hmm.
I love showing up, and I love kind of just jumping into practices when we go around and visit some of the schools. I'm not nearly as good or qualified to be on any one of these teams.
No.
But
yeah, neither am I. And it's funny, anytime I go to a school into a match and, you know, they ask me to roll one or, you know, just see how good I am, usually I'm pretty reluctant because I don't want to get shown up. But no, it's like I said, it is a great game. And with that said, it looks like on court 3, Shippensburg has 1 point. Looks like they're doing the measurements. We'll stop the clock there. And court 4, Clarion slipping away from Bald Eagle, not too much, at the 2-0 spot.
Updates from our semifinal games on court 1, Schuylkill Haven taking that 2-0 lead over Haverford. Mm-hmm. And again, we spoke at the end of Haverford's match how much did that tight tense field round 1 game take out of them.
Yeah. That could be a factor.
On court 2, Chartiers Valley up 2-1 over Blackhawk.
Yeah.
And it looks like Blackhawk went ahead and called their timeout.
Okay. Yeah. Smart move.
Right. You know, 2 frames in, I think coach didn't like kind of the way things were rolling, so to speak. And go ahead and again, like we talked about, call that timeout, settle everybody down. Listen, hey, we had a great first game. That game's over.
Exactly.
Now we're trailing. Let's get on it here.
Right. Yep. No, exactly right. Don't lose focus. Keep doing what we're doing. We've heard it from their coach. They've put in the practice. They've absolutely put in the practice. So, you know, if I was a coach, I would just, like you said, Joe, just kind of calming everybody down, just telling them this is no different. Stay consistent. Trust your shots.
Interesting, something I found very interesting yesterday when we were meeting with the teams too. Majority of the teams here, and I know majority of the schools in my region as well, 2, 3 coaches to be able to help during practice, be able to do it. Coach Mariah Brown for Blackhawk is the only coach for that team.
Mm-hmm.
She has been there, a solo coach for 9 years. She's had her team the past 4 years make very deep runs into the playoffs. Again, culminating last year with that state championship. Mm-hmm. Looking to repeat. I mean, it's phenomenal to say that, you know, she's the driving force here.
Yeah. It just goes to show how good of a coach she actually is, without a doubt. And while this is fun coaching and whatnot, it is at the same time very competitive, right?
A lot of commitment, a lot of hours go into it.
So to do this by yourself, it's, hats off to her and, the success that she's seen and had. Not an easy feat.
Not at all. Over on court 1, looks like Haverford is sitting with the point, and yet they will come away with it. Haverford will come away with the 1. Oh, I'm sorry, they'll come away with the 2 points.
Oh, 2 points.
Ties it up right away. Yep. So court 1, we are now all tied up. Schuylkill Haven, Haverford 2-2.
Looks like on court 4, Clarion has 3, and they're looking pretty good, but the 2 close to the Pluna right now.
They look like they're sitting 2 there. Maybe try to bust this one out and extend this lead.
Yeah, yep. As of right now, they'll just throw a little dummy ball. We got one more. Over on court 3, it looks like we're doing the measurement. Now keep in mind, this isn't a mid-frame measurement, so the clock is running. Bristol is up 2 on Shippensburg.
And it could be, the official can call that they need to double check.
Yes.
Or a captain can call for that as well.
Correct. A coach cannot, though. That is the difference. Yes.
The coaches cannot, but a captain can call. And again, we talked about that, how it's such a strategy for the rest of their frame.
Absolutely. If it could be a one way to kind of slow things down a bit, catch your breath. But more importantly, figuring out who's closest.
Critical roles here coming up on court 2. Chartiers Valley's leading 2-1. It looks like Blackhawk is sitting 3.
Oh, wow.
With Chartiers Valley to roll their final ball of the frame. So this can be a huge steal if they're able to get that ball to sit.
Like
or Blackhawk could really make a huge push here.
A left to right angle with the roll.
Oh, that looks like it could sit.
Oh, just needed the break.
And it looks like we're going to wait for the official. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
No.
Let's wait for the official call.
Yeah. That's why we have the officials, right? So we don't put ourselves in awkward situations.
They got the much better view.
Right.
As we wait for the update, score 2.
Yep. Looks like Schuylkill Haven over on court 1 with a fantastic roll.
Oh, wow.
The fans are getting into it big time. Oh, wow.
Phenomenal shot. Look at that.
And Haverford answers.
Answers in a big, now they went from being outside the point to what looks like they're shooting 2.
Yep.
Schuylkill Haven looking to answer back with the final ball of the frame.
That was a nice roll, nice soft touch on that one.
Oh boy, that could be big. That could be big for Haverford.
Yep, student section loves that one. Look at that. Wow.
They called a 3.
Great rolling right there. A couple of updates on court 3. Bristol is up by 1, 3-2. Looks like they're rolling out the Polina as we speak. Didn't get quite to midcourt, but she'll get another chance here. On court 4, looks like the Polina is close to the left rail. Oh, there it is. I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Right by the official, close to our scoring table down there.
Yep. Got their bald eagle up with the next roll. They could use a couple points here, but they're not out of it. Not out of it one bit.
Big measurement on court 2 here. It's a tie. It's a tie match with 2-2. They measured about four different balls on that one.
I wanted to make triple and quadruple sure. Looks like both teams,
Awesome point. Just want to point this out. All the officials you see out on the court, all volunteers.
Yes.
All volunteers. They take the time out of their day. We have some Department of Education members here.
Yep.
Part of the PIAA board members who have volunteered their time.
Yep.
We have a couple of teachers and employees from Downingtown who have made the trek up here.
Yeah, and that's a great point. You know, the volunteers is a huge factor, not only in the UCS side, but also our community as well too.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of programs, whether you want to do one event, if you want to do multiple events, it's totally up to you as far as what you would like to do when you want to volunteer with Special Olympics. But we appreciate the hardworking officials. As a lot of people may know and or kind of figure, sometimes it is hard to be an official.
You know, as a coach myself, outside of Special Olympics, I can unfortunately say I may not always be the nicest to the football officials. PIAA football officials, I apologize.
You heard it here first.
But, you know, that is a thankless job, you have to say, because at the end of the day, somebody's not going to like you.
Yep. No, it's exactly what my dad...
Somebody's not going to like you, so to be able to come out and to want to volunteer your time to be a part of this, you know, again, thank you to all the officials, anybody across the state who's volunteered as an official.
Thank you.
Thank you, and who knows, maybe you'll be here next year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. It looks like we'll get some...
Court 2 got scored. Let's see where we go.
On Court 4, real quick, Bald Eagle is on the board with 1 point, so it's 5-1 Clarion over Bald Eagle.
Chartiers Valley, 3-2 lead.
And if my eyes serve me well...
Looks about 14 minutes on Court 2.
That's what I'm seeing too, Joe.
And about 11 minutes on Court 1 left.
Yep. Might have to send a text message to my colleagues on Court 3 and 4.
See if we can get a time update.
Yeah.
Those are our good friends Heather and Brandon manning the clocks down there. And we have Danielle and I think Emma is running on courts 1 and 2. Haverford extends. Haverford extends their lead. They are now up 7-2 on Court 1 over Schuylkill Haven. And you can kind of tell when you look over, the Haverford cheering section is a little bit more on their feet now than they were earlier.
Yeah,
you can tell that the hype is building there as they hit about the 10-minute mark.
It is. I don't think it ever left, but it's definitely getting bigger.
It's increased for sure.
Absolutely.
As again, they hit about the 10-minute mark in their semifinal game. Nail biter on Court 2, Chartiers Valley, 3-2.
Try to get you some times here on courts 3 and 4. Unfortunately, we got the backs to us, but a good roll by Schuylkill Haven on court 1. A couple inches away from the Polina.
There you go. Yeah, that ignited the Schuylkill Haven fans. They're back up and feeling it.
Ooh. A little bit of a kiss over on court 3. That's Shippensburg with a nice roll. Let's see what the official says. Yep, red's in. So green's closest on 3. That'll be big for Shippensburg. They're trailing about 5 right now. So right now is the time to snag as many points as you can before that 2-minute warning.
And again, just to mention, I know we said it's essentially single elimination, and we have our semifinals going.
Yeah.
This consolation bracket is still huge.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Again, to be able, even if you're taking 6 today, you are the 6th best bocce team out of 492 teams in the state.
100%.
Again, even for the team that comes in 8th today, again, you are the 8th best in the state.
Yep.
And that is nothing to drop your head about.
No, not one bit.
Again, huge accomplishment just making it here.
Yes.
These teams have gone through a rigorous regular season, sometimes playing 2 matches a week. That goes into league championships, where depending on your league, you might only get 1 team out of your league to advance.
Yes.
Some leagues are bigger; they obviously get 2 or 3 spots to advance.
Yep.
And then heading to regionals, where again, same thing. The winner of your region gets to come.
Exactly.
So you're in a battle with 8 teams there, and only 1 team advances. Right? There is no tomorrow.
Yep.
So here, you've accomplished a lot already just making it here.
Absolutely. Making it into the postseason and then winning all the way up until here. I mean, I know I'm not a big math guy, but those stats.
Yeah,
that's got to be a really low percentage.
I'm not a big percentage guy, but that seems like it's a very low number.
Yeah, I would bet.
We have a measurement going on court 1.
Oh wow.
Oh. And that was a big 3-pointer for Schuylkill Haven.
They needed that.
That made it huge. We went from a 7-2 score. Now we're 7-5.
Yep. And like we said, folks, it only takes 1 frame. You got 4 bocce balls. That's a lot of points. If you play your cards right, you can get right back into it. All it takes is 1 frame. Looks like on court 3, they just got done wrapping up. A frame. Get you the scores here momentarily. Looks like Shippensburg's making a slight comeback. 4 points for them, so that'll bring it to 7 Bristol, 4 Shippensburg.
Over there on court 2, Blackhawk has tied it up, and we're now in a very, very close bunch.
Oh yeah.
Around that Polina. It looks like Blackhawk is sitting with the point, but again, it's hard to tell from our vantage point.
Yeah.
Chartiers Valley going to go ahead and toss their last one. Great roll if it could sit. Oh. Blackhawk now, it looks like they got a chance to maybe come out of here with a 2.
Yeah. We'll see if they just want to take the 1 or if they're going to go for 2.
It is tough because you make one wrong bounce, and they could be in trouble. And then they played it safe. They just wanted to kind of tuck that one in.
Absolutely. Blackhawk has 1 more chance.
You know what? The red ball was sitting on the red lane of the court, and it kind of was hidden and tucked in there.
Some of these, the Polinas and bocce balls, they do love to camouflage themselves, especially all the way up here. Looks like the officials on 2 are going to talk about it quick. Could be 2. Oh, it looks like we only got 1 now. So Blackhawk got 1 point.
Blackhawk taking a 4-3 lead.
Might be tough to see, but the court 4, the Polina, is closest to the sideline to us. There's a table with 2 monitors. The cleaner is right there.
Oh, okay, yes.
Looks like
that one screen is almost kind of blocking it from our view.
Yeah, if I can see it right without getting too far from the mic, looks like Bald Eagle is the closest right now. Yep, the official said green roll. That indicates that Bald Eagle is still closer. Clarion trying to get something going here.
So, Keenan, I have to ask you, because I'm sitting here wondering. Last night when we spoke to Chartiers Valley, the coach, in a very, very loving way, said she had 4 members of her team who were also on the varsity soccer team, and she called them the goofballs.
Yes.
Said they're great kids, have the biggest hearts, but they were a little on the wild and wacky side. Looking down there, is it just me trying to figure out which 4 they are? Because everybody is locked in right now.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
all the athletes are locked in.
I don't see too much goofing
I don't.
right now.
I don't see the goofball side, but
No.
she was very adamant that Schuylkill Haven was one on court 1.
Yep.
Chipping away. Again, we talked about it. Just stay consistent, chip away.
Slowly reeling it in. Don't let it. Don't.
We were 7-2. Now we are at 7-6.
Exactly. It is very easy. Bocce is equally a mental game as well too. You know. So keeping everything.
It looks like we're at about the 4-minute mark, if I can see.
Okay.
If the contacts are coming in sharp.
Yep.
It looks like court 1 we're at about the 4-minute mark.
Yep.
So depending on the pace of the frame, this could be it.
That's very true. Looks like they did call a timeout over there. Smart play, like I said before, using your timeouts. You got a measurement on court 3. Looks like Shippensburg might have 2 in on Bristol, which would be a good thing for them. There it is, 2. 2 points for Shippensburg. Slowly reeling in Bristol.
On court 2, it looks like Chartiers Valley has rolled all 4 of theirs. This is currently the 2nd roll for Blackhawk.
No.
So Blackhawk may have the opportunity with 2 extra shots to be able to kind of pull away here just a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, remember, talking about the pace of the match and the pace of the game, it's not very uncommon that one end, right, when each team to roll 4 balls is called an end, that one end could take 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, no,
right?
not uncommon whatsoever.
The speed of the ball, strategy, taking your time.
Yep.
So
we do give the student athletes around about 10 seconds is what the rules say. So, they'll take their time to strategize with their partners and athletes and teammates to try to figure out the best toss in that situation that they have themselves in. But yeah, to your point, Joe, the clock does run. It doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it disappears that fast.
Right.
But it definitely can. And again, the speed of the ball, right? You're not allowed to throw into the previous balls come to a complete stop.
Correct.
If you have a measurement in there, a live running clock measurement, it's very interesting. And court 2, they have just announced, I believe, a 2-minute warning. On court 2, Blackhawk and Chartiers Valley are 4-4.
Oh wow!
So
this could be huge.
So this obviously is going to be the last end for court 2. So whoever comes away with points there is going to move into our gold medal match.
Yep. This is a big frame on court 2. you said before, the Polina made it through half court into the service area. So that is a good Polina.
And we have handshakes on court 4. Clarion advancing in the consolation bracket, 8-2 over Bald Eagle.
Very strong showing by Clarion, and hats off to Bald Eagle area on a wonderful match, last 2 matches, and even getting it to this area. You see that? The student athletes are waving to the crowd. Thumbs up, exactly. 100%. Can't be mad about that season that the Bald Eagle area had.
And here we go. This is one of the things we talked about. On court 1, we have an in-frame measurement.
Yeah, and that's going to eat up clock.
That's going to eat up clock time.
And it looks like
I think we've hit that 2-minute mark.
So
this is it here
and
on court 1.
Schuylkill-Haven has 1 bocce and Haverford has 1. So this is going to be tight.
Schuylkill-Haven rolling, so that tells me that Haverford's sitting with point. So this is a huge throw.
This is a big toss. Oof. Oof.
Now, I have to tell you, if I'm jumping in as a captain here for Haverford, I might want another measurement.
Yeah, that is true.
But she just went ahead and she rolled. I guess very confident here that they're going to sit with the point.
1 green, Haverford.
Green gets 1. That goes to 8-6. And that's all she wrote on court 1. We got handshakes. Haverford is advancing to the state finals.
Yes.
A little extra joy in the voice, I got to tell you. But Haverford is advancing. And again, for Haverford, this is their, I want to say, 2nd trip to states. First time?
I think,
yeah, first time. Right. I think they were just kind of happy to be here. And that was back in 2018.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute before the Fords have been able to drive into Hershey like this. But they are raring to go, and they are in the finals.
Yeah.
Now, who do they face?
Well, we'll find out here very shortly.
We have a tie match on court 2, 4-4. It looks like Chartiers Valley is rolling their last shot.
Yep.
Blackhawk.
Kind of an interesting cluster, wouldn't you say, Joe?
It's kind of hard to judge there.
I don't know how I would attack that, but it looks like a real good roll here.
I mean,
holy cow. I'll tell you what.
I think that's how you attack it. You just put it an inch or so away from the Polina and call it a day.
Yep.
So now very difficult here for Blackhawk, because if you hit the Polina, you might have him sitting more.
That is true. And then there is a green ball way back there.
Yeah. So
good attempt.
If you shoot the Polina back, it
could. But now we're switching it up. Now we have a red ball. So if you want to go on the attacking side, push that Polina down. Looks like Blackhawk is going to ride the rail, hopefully a little bit of
and try to kick that green out. Oh, it broke to the right.
Ooh. 1 green.
We are green 1 for Chartiers Valley.
Chartiers Valley.
We will have a new state champion this year.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Blackhawk, an amazing effort, getting to the semis.
Yes.
You can hear Chartiers Valley. Let's give them a moment here. Chartiers Valley fans cheering on their guys. An amazing semifinal round.
Yes.
An amazing semifinal round.
Real good bocce. I mean, and you wouldn't expect anything less here.
Right? I mean, we're sitting in the Giant Center. We're sitting in Hershey, PA.
Amen. This is what we live for.
Nail-biting bocce matches all the way into the gold medal round.
Court 3, Bristol Clarion. Court 4, Shippensburg, Bald Eagle area. Court 1,
Just waiting for the announcer on the court assignments.
Court 1, we Schuylkill Haven and Blackhawk. And your championship match on mat 2, Chartiers Valley and Haverford.
I think the announcer still thought it was wrestling. He said Matt is
Matt
court.
in there.
So it looks like we'll have our silver medal match on court 1, our gold medal match court 2, and
Our 5th and 6th place match will be on court 3, which is Bristol and Clarion. And then our 7-8 matchup will be Bald Eagle and Ship. So again, while we're waiting for our gold medal match to start, and our teams to get in position,
Fans are reminded we will honor these teams with our championship ribbons during halftime of our first PIAA championship game. Teams will come out and receive their ribbons at the halftime. A number of you are seated in reserve seat areas. We will be asking you to move to either end of the Giant Center. Halftime of the first game, scheduled for 12 o'clock.
so just in case you had a little difficulty with our PA address system and our announcer, following this match, we have one of the PIAA state championship basketball games. Our award ceremony for all of our teams, where they will receive their ribbons, they'll receive their medals, based on obviously this last round of competition, that will take place during halftime of the basketball game. So once we are concluded here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean up the court. We're going to shake hands, high five. We're going to get our athletes some lunch, and then we will be giving out our awards and honoring our athletes during halftime of the basketball match. While we have a few minutes, again, all of our Unified Champion School programming and Special Olympics, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, Aramark, the PIAA, of course, the Bureau of Special Education, and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. All great sponsors, all help kind of put this on for us. Thank you again to PCN for our live broadcast. Doing a great job. All the camera angles, all the sound, everything you see. And again, Jersey Mike's has a National Day of Giving on Wednesday, March 25th. But as we approach this last round, Keenan, this was a first for you and I.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yeah, no, I mean, this has been fantastic. Like I said, it's nice to be on the floor, getting close, hearing all the action, and student athletes talking, conversing, strategizing with each other. But being up here with you, calling these games, it's equally as fun.
Yeah, I think when I've been on the floor for different boxing matches, I kind of get tunnel vision as to one court.
Yep.
And that's the one I focus on, and that's the one I'm going for. Being able to sit up and kind of take it all in. I can't believe we're in our last round already.
Yeah, no, I mean, like we said before, 30 minutes per match, match allotted time. Seems like a lot, but it goes a lot quicker than you think, you know.
It flies, for sure.
Yeah, especially when it's jammed packed with all this action. What do they say? Time flies when you're having fun?
When you're having fun.
Yep. I tell you what. This is supposed to be a 2-hour broadcast, and I feel like we just sat down to start.
Yeah, right?
But
so it looks like we've got some confusion on who's in what court.
yeah, I can see it. There we have Mike Pavino, our senior advisor down there in the green shirt, and Warren Salter, the senior director for PA UCS.
Trying to make sure everybody's going to roll in the right court.
Yeah. Yep.
As we already have one of our matches already going on, it looks like Bald Eagle and Shippensburg.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Bald Eagle. If you are a Bald Eagle fan, you are rolling Go Green.
Yeah.
And Shippensburg going to be rolling red. Not quite the maroon to match their shirts, but it's close. We're getting there.
I like that Go Green, Joe. Being from Michigan State, that I've heard that a time or two. Or going to school at Michigan State, rather. I've heard that a time or two.
Well, I don't want to draw any lines across the state, but as a Philadelphia region guy, our green is a little different.
That is true. Yeah. So it looks like.
I think it looks like we're set to go. We just had the coin toss on court 2, our championship match.
Yep.
And it looks like Haverford is going to stay with the green. Looks like Haverford is going to stay rolling green. I guess that's the green good luck, just past St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that is true, yep.
And Chartiers Valley will be rolling red.
What a great venue, too, Joe, by the way. I mean, I've been to the Giant Center a handful of times, but, I mean, it's just, they're very accommodating. Every worker here is always quick to help. We appreciate the partnership that we have with the Giant Center, allowing us to have these state championships here.
And, it's kind of a hidden gem.
It is.
I don't know that a whole ton of people know. They have concerts here, Hershey Bears.
Yep.
But for these athletes and these teams who, we play in gymnasiums, we play on school grounds.
Right.
To come into a 10,000 seat arena, big domes, you got banners hanging here, you got the big, scoreboard in the middle of the court there. I saw a bunch of the teams walk in today. When we got here at about 7:30 this morning.
Okay.
And you could tell as soon as they walked into the tunnel and they were on the floor, every team, whether it was Blackhawk who had been here or first year state finals, they take that moment and they take that deep breath and they kind of look around like, man, I get to play here.
Yeah.
Right. So great venue, great setup.
It's important to drink that moment in too, by the way.
Yes.
Take it in. You made it this far. We've said it time and time again. Coming here, competing, whether you finish first or 8th, it's just a real pleasure not pleasure, but it's a feat, an achievement to make it this far. Obviously, you want to win. We are competitive, but at the same time, this experience it's a special one for sure.
Yeah, I think once the balls get rolling, so to speak.
Yep.
It's
game time.
You're focused and you're locked in.
Yep.
So, like you said, taking that moment, bringing it in, savoring it. Something that these athletes can remember forever.
Right.
It really can be. It looks like all 4 of our courts are now. Sorry for the bad pun here. Up and rolling. That was a bad joke of the day.
All right. You get one.
Well, look, we're in our last round. I think I might as well use it.
That's true. That is true. Good call. So it looks like until our scoreboard can catch up, On court 4, Shippensburg is up 1-0 right now.
Yep.
They did start a little bit earlier than the other 3 courts, so we'll definitely be wrapping up sooner than the other 3. That's a great hit.
That was well played.
Shippensburg with a very defensive knock on Bald Eagles. Bocce ball closest to the Polina, and it kind of opened things up enough to warrant a measurement.
And it is odd. You're seeing these are some pretty lengthy measurements on court 4. That's how spread out they've got. Normally, all day I think we've seen these tight-knit groups of balls.
Yep.
Nope, and it looks like red is in. So Shippensburg is lying with the point, so Bald Eagle will roll. And in our gold medal match on court 2, Chartiers Valley with the last throw of the end.
Looks like he's trying to eye up exactly where he wants to get this close.
It looks like the way the balls are positioned, look like they may try to get 3 here.
A little bit of a high bounce, might have cost him some speed and distance on that. Does appear that,
Chartiers Valley will jump out to a 2-0 lead. In our bronze medal match, Blackhawk is sitting 1-0 over Schuylkill Haven.
Once again, the Polina is camouflaging itself. It's kind of in the P of the PIAA watermark on the court. You'll see the officials,
That's a great eye by you. I would never have seen it.
It's all those years hunting, I guess, is what I can attribute to. Even though I don't. I'm not a good hunter. So it looks like
Schuylkill Haven coming away with the point.
Yep.
So our bronze medal match on court will be all tied up. No, I'm sorry. That's court 1 is Bristol and Clarion. I think that was kind of part of the mix-up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So our bronze medal match is taking place on court 3.
The gold medal match is on court 2.
Is on court 2.
Yep. Okay. Just to repeat that, bronze is on court 3, gold medal match is on court 2. Our state championship final. Court 1 will be the decider for 5th or 6th place. And court 4 will be the 7th or 8th place finish.
We'll get it all figured out.
Yeah. Trust us. I mean, might not get it the first time, but
we'll get there.
We'll eventually get there.
Chartiers Valley with their first roll on court 2. I'll tell you that's a decent shot.
Yes. That's a good blocking
the
defensive shot.
The distance away, it's going to be hard because it's straight on.
Right.
It's going to be hard. Now Haverford's got to try to find a way to bend one in there.
Yep. Either you can roll it, when you do release a bocce ball, the rules are it needs to be below the hip. You can be kneeling on the ground. You cannot be sitting. But you'll see a different types of technique coming up here.
On court 2, looks like you just had a foul.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a toe violation.
The athlete's foot was on the foul line, so that's a dead ball.
Yes, it is.
So the officials will take that ball and they put it outside the back of the court, and that's a missed opportunity now for Haverford.
It is, yep. But to Joe's point, on our championship court 2, real good ball by Chartiers Valley to put it up in defensive mode right there. Because, if I'm I'm Haverford. I might want to maybe bounce it off the rail, try and sneak it in that way, or put a little English on it and try and roll one in there, curve it in.
Or do you just say, the heck with it, and you're just going to knock that red ball right out of there?
You could. Haverford does have a green ball at the tail end of the court, too. What a great roll.
There we go. To your point, they put a little spin on that thing.
Yep.
And that was huge, because with the foul, that was their last throw.
Yes. Yep.
Of the end. So Chartiers Valley now has 3 consecutive shots to try to be able to get in there. So, that was a great throw, and then able to make Chartiers Valley work a little harder on this end.
Yeah, that was a really good capitalization there. In our bronze medal match, it looks like we have Blackhawk trying to sneak one up there. As of right now,
again, that camouflage Polina, it's right there in the white next to the T.
Yep.
Up on court 1, we are tied up, Bristol and Clarion.
From here, it might look like...
It looked like Bristol from here. I don't know.
Clarion
might break the tape measure out.
Nope, stop the clock.
Yep. And again, kudos to the officials, making sure they get it right.
Yeah. Court 4 looks like you can't see it, but the Polina is on the rail closest to us. The table's on court 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, the Polina is at the tail end of the service, and that's okay, folks. If the Polina does end up at the end of the court by being knocked by a bocce ball, that is totally fine. It just needs to start in the service area, that second, third.
That big eruption from the crowd there was our Chartiers Valley cheering section, scoring 2.
Oh, wow.
Taking a 3-0 lead in our state finals here over Haverford. Court 1, I don't think we've gotten the update yet, but looking down at the court, it looks like Bristol has a 2-1 lead. Our bronze medal match, Blackhawk with a 2-1 lead over Schuylkill Haven. Schuylkill Haven with a phenomenal draw there.
So on court 1, we have an update on time, looking at 21 minutes right now on court 1 between Bristol and Clarion. Bristol's up 2.
On court 2, Chartiers Valley sitting with a very solid point shot. And I hate to say it, but this might be a critical end for Haverford.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's 3-0. They're sitting with point. This is Haverford's 3rd roll. I think they need to come up with something big. I'm sorry, correction. Haverford's sitting with the point. Chartiers Valley.
Yes.
Now with their final attempt of the half.
Yes.
Haverford's sitting with 3 shots in the bag.
Yep, so they can capitalize on this frame.
Yes, but I think this is the frame they need to do it for sure.
Yep.
You don't want to slip further away.
No.
Again, we say any comeback is possible.
Right.
But
and just the beauty of a toss from Chartiers Valley.
I'm going to go ahead and say that was one of the goofballs.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but I'm going to give the goofballs credit on that one. That was a great shot.
Yes, it was. Phenomenal shot.
All right, now Haverford, 3 consecutive shots here. 3 in the bank. Fords are going to look to come away with something big here.
Schuylkill Haven on court 3 in the bronze medal match, looking like they might be able to sneak 3 points. Whew. Officials asking for a stop clockage to measure.
Up there on court 1, Bristol is up 2-0. And it looks like they're sitting with a third. Ooh, little too hard.
Yeah.
A little too much
Great
muscle.
toss, but right idea. Splitting the 2 bocces right in the beginning there, those 2 defensive bocce balls. Just had a little too much on it.
Oh,
well, now,
so out of that, Chartiers Valley steals a point. Yep. Now they go up 4. Bristol on court 1 is up 3-0 in our 5-6 matchup. Bald Eagle is up 3-1 over Shippensburg in our 7-8. And in our bronze medal match, we have Blackhawk up 2-1 over Schuylkill Haven.
couple of time updates for everyone here. So 18 minutes on court 2, 19 minutes on court 3, and 14 minutes on court 4.
Yeah, court 4, they were super excited. They started a little bit before everybody.
Yeah, hey, I don't blame them one bit. You get to play bocce at the Giant Center at States. I'd be geared up and get going too.
And it looks like Coach Carroll at Haverford has used her timeout here.
Okay.
And I think that's a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, rally the troops.
And I think just settle everybody down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
you know, we talked about the excitement of just making it to states. Now this is the gold medal.
Yeah.
This is for number 1 in the state.
Different kind of excitement.
Right? Now different kind of jitters maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, she'll settle her squad down and, you know, let them know, listen, you're in this game for a reason.
Right. You've earned it.
Calm down and make your throws.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
And sometimes that's what the athletes need. They need to kind of snap out. So,
I know.
Okay, I
Yep.
got it.
I know I needed that in my way back years of track. A big deep breath goes a long way.
Yep. Phenomenal throw on court 3 there for Schuylkill Haven.
Yeah.
I mean, it is practically sitting on the Polina at this point.
Now, it is important to announce that there are no additional points for the bocce balls to be quote-unquote kissing the Polina. It's still considered only 1 point.
Yes, it's not like horseshoes.
Right.
Not where you get the ringer, the leaner.
No.
This
This is just straight up.
But that one is to be admired, though.
Mhm.
That is extremely tough to do.
Once again, very few and far between does that happen, but it's very exciting to see it. So it looks like Blackhawk on court 3 is out of bocce ball, so this is a huge opportunity for Schuylkill Haven to capitalize. Looks like they're probably sitting 2 now. Court 1, the Polina did not get to the service area after 3 attempts and the 1 attempt on the opposing side, so the head official puts it in the middle, as you can see.
Like we mentioned before, too, that speaks to strategy, because the middle of the service box is relatively a deep throw.
Yes, it is.
So if you're one of those teams that, you know, really like to keep that hugged up to mid-court, it could set you up for a tough end.
Yes. Or, if, you know, you're a team that usually likes the Polina on the rail, and you like to do a lot of bounces off the rail or rail ride with the bocce balls, that's a tough...
To be sitting out kind of in the middle there.
Yeah, that's tough. You're not used to that. Schuylkill Haven with a Polina service. That'll be good enough right in the middle of the E. Couple of score updates in the consolation side of things. We have Bald Eagle at 4, Shippensburg 1. Court 1, Bristol 3, Clarion 0.
In our gold medal match, again, Haverford sitting 1. This is the final throw for Chartiers Valley. And now Haverford will have 3 consecutive throws from their side. But again, just like last frame, a killer throw.
That student athlete has ice in his veins.
Right, I mean, back-to-back ends.
Yep.
Needing that 4th ball to come up huge. And they sit it right down next to the Polina. I mean,
there is space. There is space for Haverford to get on that left side and get it close to the Polina.
I mean, down 4-0, they got to come away with at least 2 here.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to start reeling them in.
Haverford's 3rd throw here.
Schuylkill Haven with a bocce to hit the Polina, so now is in the G on the Giant Center at midcourt. Schuylkill Haven's going to use a nice little kiss off the rail.
Well, court 1 in our 5-6 matchup, Bristol has opened it up and is now leading Clarion 5-0.
Yeah. Yep. Looks like there might be a timeout on court 1. Yes. Yep. Looks like they're just wrapping that up. Timeout on court 4.
Oh, Haverford with a great throw by their captain.
Wow. That's going to be
and that's
close
it.
one.
That's what they need. They're gonna
head official will stop the clock.
Calling for a measurement. Where do we go? Oh, heartbreaker. It goes to Chartiers Valley.
I mean, you got to attribute that to that great final toss. You know, once again, sneaking in and closing the door on Haverford with 3 opportunities to get some major points, and just a great toss by Chartiers Valley to close that door, put the pressure on them.
And, you know, I don't think we've mentioned it up until now, but you've noticed at the end of the frame, at the end of all the balls in the scoreboard, you might see an athlete go from one side of the court to the other.
Correct.
You have to have 4 athletes down at each end.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams have to rotate.
Yes.
And that can get kind of tricky as to who rotates and the number and back and forth.
Yep.
Again, kudos to the coaches for making that work.
Yes.
Looks like we have a timeout on court 3 in our bronze medal match where Blackhawk is stormed back.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're at 5. We're all tied up at 5 there.
There's some very close matches here. Still a lot of time. Bald Eagle student athlete trying to hype up the fans. Love to see that.
I tell you what, after that shot, go for it.
Yeah.
All right, the Polina is out in our gold medal match. Chartiers Valley sending it down.
So on our bronze medal match, it looks like the student athletes are getting back to their respected sides after the timeout. Head official indicating on court 2, the gold medal match, that Haverford is up. Good defensive roll there.
And based on where the official standing for court 3, it's kind of hard to see where the plane is. But I think it's directly behind her.
Right behind, yep.
So Haverford's last toss, going to try to get in here for point to make things a little harder. Let's see. We'll have to wait and see.
Kind of looks like
it looks close, but it looks like Chartiers Valley is sitting 1 with 3 to go in the bank here.
Now I've always wondered, especially at this, you're up 5. It's a gold medal match. Do you still go for the more points, or do you just toss them out and just take the 1?
No, I think you play your game.
Okay.
I think when you get in that defensive mode where you're trying not to win, not to lose,
right,
it could open the door for other things.
That's a fair point.
And especially with Chartiers Valley, we were talking to them last night, and their motto is they don't understand how they're here.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, they were they started the year 0-2.
Yep.
They were 7th in their league.
Yep.
After the first, I think, 2 weeks.
Yep. They were bottom seed in the league.
They went on a tear. They were the 8th seed in their league tournament.
Yep.
Won it.
Yep.
Went to regionals. Were the 8th seed in regionals. Won it.
Yep.
Came in here today, not quite at the 8th. They said they were close. They were 6th. But that's their mindset. Is we're not even supposed to be here, guys. Like, let's shock the world a little bit,
right?
And
have fun doing it.
And a huge end, and now they've taken an 8-0 lead in the gold medal match.
That is
big for the perennial underdog all year. They are coming out and showing everybody, you know what? They do deserve to be here.
Yes.
And they should be here.
Absolutely. And if my eyes serve me right, it looks like court 2, our gold medal match, is around 7 minutes and ticking.
I don't know if you guys can hear the CV chants coming from the crowd.
Yep.
I think they are starting, I think, to see it. That gold medal is right there.
Yep.
It is right within their grasp. Listen, a lot of time left. Haverford can come up with some very big ends.
Absolutely. This is still anyone's game.
It's still wide open. They come out of here with a 3 or a 4 in this end, and boom, we have a whole different match we're talking about.
Yep.
And that's the beauty part of it.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yeah.
It's not like in basketball if you have a 30-point lead.
Right.
Yeah. You can still come back.
You still could.
But the chances are a little different.
Right.
Right? Football, you get down 21. It's tough.
Yeah.
Here, 8-0 is 2 ends.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tie this game up in 2 ends.
Absolutely.
So,
like you said, I firmly believe that's the beauty of bocce.
Yeah.
Just anything can happen. All it takes is one good roll.
Chartiers Valley athlete went for a high bounce and it ended up bouncing out of bounds. So again, they were going to have another one of these dead ball situations where that now is out of play.
So one less ball to score.
Right.
For a scoring opportunity, which could give Haverford.
And one less ball to clutter up the area. Right. It's hard to make a defensive presence there. But I'll tell you, when you're throwing shots like that all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
27-3.
Little side note, I think the concession stands must have opened because you smell the popcorn.
Oh, there's a big aroma of popcorn flowing through the gym right now.
Great shot by Haverford.
Yeah.
They bumped the Polina, and now they're sitting 2.
Yep.
So now that dead ball by Chartiers Valley may come into play here.
Exactly. This could be the opening that Haverford needs to get back into the game here. Another good roll by Chartiers Valley there.
They went for more of the bowling ball approach. They said, we're just going to clear this all out, kind of spread it. And it looked like it worked to their advantage. It looks like now they're sitting 1.
Yep.
Right, so now the pressure falls to Haverford.
Haverford looks like it might do the same.
I think they're going to... Ooh. Now again, that Polina moved. Where did it move?
Right. Kind of tough to see from this perspective, but maybe Chartiers is still in with that near side bocce ball to us. Oh, and the officials are going to call for a measurement, which will stop the clock.
That last throw for Haverford was Lizzie Dondek, one of 2 sets of twins on the Haverford team. we found that out by mentioning. And we're going to give some girl power kudos here to the Haverford team.
Yes.
There are 3 girls total on the Haverford team. And they are in charge, and they handle all the court setups in practice. 2 courts in the gym.
Yep.
They keep them in the girls' locker room.
Yep.
Kudos to them.
Absolutely kudos. Because
we've set up plenty of courts.
Yes.
They're big, they're heavy, they're cumbersome.
Yep.
They like to fall over while you're trying to move them.
Yep. I mean, we're talking 2 sides of 60-foot Schedule 40 PVC 2-inch pipe. So to say that they are light couldn't be any more wrong. So it looks like on court 4.
Court 4, we got some handshakes.
Yep. Looks like the match has ended on court 4 with Bald Eagle 8, Shippensburg 2.
So looks like Bald Eagle is our 7th place finisher, with Shippensburg placing 8th today. And again, we talked about it. Placing 8th today, it's not 8th today. It's 8th out of 492 bocce teams.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, I don't know, you know.
While this is competitive,
it is competitive, and they're sitting there and they're like, well, we didn't medal, we're gonna ribbon, we're gonna this, we're gonna that. You are the 8th best out of 492.
Yep. Definitely something to be proud of, and proud of the season as well too.
Absolutely. Like I said, just making it here, being a part of this couple days up here in Hershey.
Yep.
And I'm sure if they're like us, a visit to Chocolate World has either already happened or is in the future on the way home.
Yep, absolutely. Well deserved too, by the way. Well deserved.
The Special Olympics staff, we've already talked. That's our reward after today.
Yes.
Before we all go home, we're heading over to Chocolate World.
Mm-hmm.
Again, great place.
I feel like it's a missed opportunity if you don't.
Absolutely.
If you don't go over to Chocolate World, being so close.
We're here. We're in the Giant Center.
Yep.
Chocolate World right across the parking lot.
Yep.
We got Hershey Park. Maybe wait till it's a little warmer.
Mm-hmm.
But again, a great location for us to be able to host this amazing event, this amazing day.
Very centrally located for all the teams, which is really nice on the logistics of traveling.
Yeah, I don't think anybody had too far to come.
No,
we had a couple of. We saw a couple of different buses roll through.
Mm-hmm. And a huge shout out to the Department of Education for Pennsylvania, allowing us to have a couple of fan buses.
Yep. Granted fan buses for the schools.
Yep. Providing fan buses.
Again, for the Schuylkill Haven and the Chartiers, that Haverford crew that came up, and Shippensburg, took advantage of that greatly. And,
yep.
So looking at our 5-6 matchup there on court 1, Bristol has a commanding lead of 10-2. And Keenan, I'm seeing handshakes.
I'm seeing them too.
I'm seeing handshakes on court 2.
The officials are kicking the balls away.
We have a final. Yep. Congratulations, Chartiers Valley, 2026 state champions
yep.
for Unified Bocce. Haverford, great year.
Absolutely.
Coming in the silver medal and silver second place. But congratulations, Chartiers Valley.
Yes.
Like I said, those perennial underdogs. I got news for you. They don't need to ask themselves, are we supposed to be here anymore?
Right.
You've made your statement. You're here.
Absolutely.
You are our new 2026 Unified Bocce State champions.
Yep. And hats off to Haverford for getting as far as they got to as well.
Right. Phenomenal matches.
Yep.
Had that nail biter round 1.
Yep.
Came out, did a heck of a job. But now I'm excited and I'm ready to see the Chartier Valley goofballs.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see them rock and roll now.
Yeah, once we get down to the court, we gotta shake the hands and
we'll get down and get to be able to do some introductions with the guys.
Yep.
With the players. So it looks like Bristol, while not official yet, I think Bristol looks like they're going to take the 5th place.
Yep. And it looks like our bronze medal match has concluded as well.
Handshakes there.
Yep. Schuylkill Haven with the bronze medal. 10-5 over Blackhawk, the previous state champions.
And you know what? They did a heck of a job defending their title.
Yes.
A couple of nail-biting rolls here or there.
Mm-hmm.
Got bumped to the consolation bracket by Chartiers Valley.
Yep.
So if you're going to get bumped, getting bumped by the eventual state title,
yeah.
You have that. So a great job to all of our teams.
Yes.
All of our coaches.
Fantastic seasons, fantastic postseasons, and championships.
Again, couldn't have been possible. Dick's Sporting Goods, Airmark, PIAA, Department of Education, Special Olympics of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We thank you. We thank all of you. Keenan, thank you. This was awesome. Hopefully we'll get to do it again.
Likewise, Joe. This has been a lot of fun, and a huge thank you to the student athletes, to the coaches, once again the officials, volunteers, to make this happen, provide this program, and like I said before, this unified season is not over yet. We do have the track state championships in Shippensburg that coincides with the varsity around the Memorial Day on that Friday and Saturday.
Track season off and running this week.
Yes, it is.
But again, thank you. I think we need to bow out here for state basketball finals.
We do. Yep.
But again, one final congratulations, Chartiers Valley.
Chartiers Valley.
You're unified 2026 Indoor Bocce State Champions. Congratulations.
And thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
And now, entering the floor, it's our 2025-26 Bocce champions. The season began with 492 varsity teams from 325 high schools throughout the state playing interscholastic unified indoor bocce. And it came down to 8, and they're with us today. Special Olympics Unified Sports are fully inclusive co-ed interscholastic high school sports programs. The teams have proportional number of students with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities. Currently, there are more than 570 Special Olympic Pennsylvania Unified Champion schools throughout the state, representing 64 counties. Special thanks to Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation, Aramark, as well as LB Water, great sponsors of our Bocce championships. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to meet the Elite Eight. Presenting the ribbons to our 8th place team, the Greyhounds from Shippensburg Area High School. Head coach John Clensing, Jennifer Finchball assistants, and now the athletes. Isaiah Clark Carrigu, Grace Binder, Dante Barker, Elijah Davis, Carmela Carbo, Addison Mowry, Kalora Crawl, Shirinka Bista, and Rowan Burns. They're the Greyhounds from Shippensburg. Our 7th place team, let's welcome the Eagles from Bald Eagle Area High School. Molly Gilbert, head coach, Rhonda Turnett, assistant. Team members, Autumn Yoder, Bridget DeCow, Kendall Crane, John Stover, Cohen Wasson, Caleb Iron, Jackson Nyman, Carson Shope, and Stephanie Cooper, the Bald Eagle Area High School Eagles. Welcome our 6th place ribbon winners, the Bobcats from Clarion Area High School. Jill Babington, head coach, Julie Johnson, assistants. Team members, Jack Staley, Marley Klein, Jake O'Neill, Amreen O'Neill, Malachi Carrico, Carol Wilson, Nico Stefanos, and J.J. Mall. The Bobcats from Clarion. Presenting the 5th place medals, they go to the Warriors from Bristol High School. Dave Ciccoletti, head coach. Joe Ritchie, assistants. Athletes, Kenny Brown, Silas Rogers, Brandon McNally, Christopher Chapman, Grace Boyle, Olivia Page, Aaliyah Barreto, Jimmy Roman, and Jason Delgado, the Warriors of Bristol. In fourth place, the Cougars of Black Hawk High School. Head coach Mariah Brown, student athletes Will Brown, Lucas Ditchke, Max Sprinkler, Elise Hanna, Sean Korf, Savannah Green, Jeremiah Prigine, Jaheim Prigine, Anthony Lansbury, and Kylie Greer. They're the Cougars of Black Hawk. In third place, the bronze medal ribbons go to head coach Ed Andruskevich, Stacy McCluskey, assistant. They're the Hurricanes of Schuylkill Haven Area High School. Athletes Jane Brosman, Thomas Adams, Grayson Fessler, Hayden Neifert, Bryce Delphus, Faith Kramus, Reagan McCullough, and Cooper McCartney, the Hurricanes of Schuylkill Haven. In second place, silver medal winners. It's the Fords from Haverford High School. Kayla Carroll, head coach. Lauren Herbert, assistants. Athletes, Colin Donlevy, Charles Hatton, Micah Tyson, Dominic Moyani, Elizabeth Gondek, Stephanie Gondek, Kevin Carter, Ryan Cleary, and Kennedy Brooks, the Haverford High School Fords. And now introducing your 2026 Special Olympics Bocce Team Champions. They're from Chartiers Valley High School. Welcome the Colts. Head coach Vicky Cushy, Mary Ellen Pedozzi, assistant. Gold medal winners Luke Waldron, Benjamin Heinzel, Berkan Dagilev, Anthony Montana, Amanda Wyatt, Katie Daly, Logan Mace. It's the Colts from Chartiers Valley High School, your 2026 champions. Congratulations. And in reality, ladies and gentlemen, we had an 8-way tie for first place. What an effort these students put into this sport. Congratulations.